The Sweetest Condition, and that was Don't Cross Me off their new album We Defy Oblivion, which is amazing album, let me tell you. And I had Leslie and Jason on, who are the Sweetest Condition, and it was a lot of fun. A great time. It is a great album. They worked very hard at the album, and it just sounds so good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm partial to them, because they actually did a fantastic job with this album. Like, vocally, instrumentally, the mixing was great. And at some point, probably in the new year, they've agreed to be a special guest co-host on NMS at one point. So hopefully in the new year we'll have Leslie and Jason on as co-hosts. Mike?
Fantastic. I think last time I was on the show, you played something by these guys, and I was like, oh, you've got to send me some tracks. These guys are brilliant, and I was not disappointed. It's just so big, isn't it? It's industrial. It's got the Nine Inch Nails kind of vibe, that kind of industrial thing, but it's also just anthem. It's proper anthemic. It's proper industrial. There's a little bit of reminds me a little bit of like Marilyn Manson and stuff like that. He can really kind of write an anthem. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Mike, because I was going to say that too. Because I was going to say it's a mix of Manson and Nails with that for sure. So
it's not it. Yeah. It's just,
right on, man. Like,
love that band.
I'm glad you pointed it out, because I was going to be, my next point was a Manson sounding, and I mentioned to them that I went to Ozfest in 2000. So no, I'd already seen the reunion tour of Sabbath, but reunion tour of Sabbath again, but had Slipknot and had Manson, and that was like I believe it's for Mechanical Animals, and man, whether you like him or not, that was such a great live show. And the same thing with Slipknot. I love Slipknot, but man, what a great live show to see all like 7 of them out there just rocking it, just the double percussions, and like, wow, like something else to see, man. And I was like in heaven. I was on cloud 9. I was so excited to be there. I was like, man, I love seeing this, and all these guys that I loved how good they are as musicians, that sort of thing. Just to see them play live and how together they are, like, wow, what a show, I tell you.
Couldn't agree with you more, absolutely. And I'm actually really big fans of both. But I must admit, I haven't heard much Marilyn Manson stuff. I mean, I know he's released stuff, but I haven't bought stuff for quite a few years actually. But yeah, I used to love right from the really early stuff that I actually thought was really grungy and less kind of gothy, right through to. I mean, Mechanical Animals was such a good album.
Well, right.
It was a really good show.
My first introduction was Jesus Christ Superstar with Beautiful People, right? And that was like 96. I was like, well, this is something different. This is cool. I can get into Nails. I can get into this. And speaking of Nine Inch Nails, Mike, do you know which video that Marilyn Manson was in and a part of the song he was?
Oh no, I don't remember that. What was that?
Okay, so personally, my personal favorite album of Nine Inch Nails is called The Fragile, and that was released in '98. And the song was called Star Fuckers.
Okay.
And Manson was in that video and part of the song as well.
I'm gonna have to check that out as well. This is I'm learning a lot from you tonight.
That is one of my all-time favorite Nails albums, and that's one album I would love to have on vinyl because it's in 3 parts, not 2. Because on the CD it's left and right, and on the vinyl it's 3 parts. So I love to have it. And I'm just trying to find a decent price on it because right now it's a little pricey for me. I want to have it, but not $100 worth. So,
yeah, fair.
But either way, that was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life because it was such a the flow of the concert was so crazy because it was such the kind of the slow, medium, hard all throughout the show. And if people don't know, during that specific tour, that's when Trent Reznor was recuperating from heroin and essentially self-recuperating.
Oh, really? Oh, that must have been quite
And
intense.
he did it all himself. He rehabbed himself. So halftime, like during the intermissions, he was puking his guts out. And but he did it all on his own, and he's been sober now for about 20 years.
Fair play.
And it's absolutely amazing, incredible to me too. And there's an interview you can find online. It was about 3 or 4 years ago, because he seldom does any interviews at all. And in this one, he pretty much said, goes, my biggest fear was when I started rehabbing and quit drugs was the fact that I wouldn't be able to create what I was creating before. And man, his creations have gotten that much better. Like, it really has not changed at all. And hats off to him, because man, that's a huge feat. I mean, like, quitting heroin, what do you hear about it? Like it's absolutely nothing short of amazing. They could do it all himself.
To be honest, I'm amazed anyone can quit and that sort of stuff, because it's addictive for a reason. I think it was Bill Hicks that basically said, I'm sorry to tell you, but drugs are amazing. I had a really good time on drugs. And you people kind of forget the other side of it. You see all these. Most of the stories you hear about people on heroin are famous people dying from heroin. So it's really cool that when people get off of that, because it's we look at it and go, well, that's horrible. How does anyone get into that? But it must be amazing. Like, there must be a massive upside.
Well,
and that must be really hard to stop feeling like that. You probably want that all the time.
Well, exactly. I have a couple things to say on that, because because I love my rock biographies, and I read one called The Heroin Diaries by Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue, and after reading that, man, if you had any interest in heroin at all, you would have none whatsoever after reading this book, because holy crap, man, that guy is lucky to be alive. Like, literally. He injected himself and passed out, was legally dead for about 10 minutes with the needle still in his arm. Yeah, pretty sick shit. Like, well, let me tell you. So
that's so grim.
Yeah, well, yeah, no kidding, right? But he unfortunately, he lived to tell the tale about it. And and the other thing was it was Sid Vicious, aka from Sex Pistols. Because they were talking about Johnny Lydon, right? Johnny Rotten, sorry.
Johnny Rotten, yeah.
So Johnny Rotten was talking about Sid Vicious saying, you know what? If you guys think drugs are great, then you guys are idiots, because there's nothing glorious about being a drug addict.
No, that's it, isn't it? And you look at someone like Sid Vicious, who was basically really young and really into. I mean, he couldn't even play his instrument, could he? He was just mates with them, and he just got sucked into that whole lifestyle and taken down by it. It's really sad, really.
Oh, exactly right.
Who knows what he could have done or would have done after that, but there you go.
So there's my little sidetrack there of bands and unfortunate drugs. So next up, we're going to get to a great artist, and this is Damsel in the Dollhouse. This is from her album Feast of Villains. This one's called Hannibal. Dig this.
Between